Now at 6, an afternoon explosion rocks a Joplin neighborhood and sends at least 2 people to the hospital. Plus, authorities investigate the cause of a fire that burned a former industrial complex in Lamar, Missouri. And as vacationers head out to lakes and rivers, we have some advice from experts on keeping you and your family safe on the waterways.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
The Missouri State Fire Marshal's office this evening is investigating 2 unrelated incidents in southwest Missouri. A big industrial fire in Lamar and an explosion in Joplin. This is KOAM News at 6. I'm Dow Quick. We start with the explosion that rocked a Joplin neighborhood this afternoon and apparently sent at least 2 people to the hospital. The blast tore through a shed in the backyard of a home in the 2500 block of South Virginia Avenue. That was around 1:30 this afternoon. Neighbors say the force shook windows up to 2 blocks away. No word on the conditions of the people taken to the hospital. Investigators from both the JPD and the State Fire Marshal's office have been talking with neighbors trying to gather information. State investigators are also looking into an overnight fire at a building of the former O'Sullivan Industrial Complex in Lamar, Missouri. That is still burning right now. KOAM's Anthony Saviello has more from the scene.
Yeah, as you can see behind me, smoke is still billowing out of the structure, and even more so, if you look a little closer, there's actually flames still coming out, and we just heard just now a pop of what can only be material actually exploding in there. You can hear the actual structure kind of settling as it is consumed by the fire. Now, we spoke with the city administrator, Rusty Rives, here in Lamar. He told us that the fire is contained as far as authorities have things contained right now. But then we also spoke with someone who says that he was in the structure when they began the process of evacuation last night.
You know, obviously that adrenaline is pumping through my body, and I'm just kind of like, I'm scared, kind of. Because I'm like, well, I've been here, 7, 8 years, and I'm like, this is my job, this is my life, this is, I don't know what I would do after this.
Law enforcement's on scene because it is still an active criminal investigation. Not only that, it's currently an unsafe structure. I mean, the fire is still actively burning, and it probably will for a couple of days. So we just advise people to stay away from the area and not create more hazards than are already here.
Of course, this is coming right before 4th of July celebrations are set to kick off. So just a reminder for everyone to stay cautious during this time. Of course, we'll have more information about the structure and the fire as it becomes available to us. But for now, we're coming back to you.
There is a criminal investigation in that case. There are no further updates on that criminal investigation of the fire at this time. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy now for a first look at the weather.
Well, the big weather story for us coming out of the gate tonight is, of course, what's the holiday weekend going to be like? So let's jump right to it. Let's go into your 4th of July. Partly sunny, 86 by noon. The humidity a smidge higher for us tomorrow, so a little sticky, and with that humidity, a couple random storms. If you get caught underneath one of these, it's not going to last long. Temperatures near 90 degrees, so don't cancel any outdoor activities. Had a couple little guys out through central Oklahoma earlier today, and a couple little spotty guys. You can see one down in Benton County, but again, not that big of a deal. It is warm, mid to upper 80s. Look at Miami sitting at 91 degrees through the evening, 80s, 70s. We'll bottom out near 70 later on tonight. And as we go into your Friday, if you're hitting the lakes or anything like that, overall it looks pretty good. Rain chances increase over the weekend. We'll talk about that here in a bit.
Catching a few. The Missouri Highway Patrol reports that a Wentzville, Missouri man drowned yesterday evening at Lake of the Ozarks. This is file footage of the lake. Troopers say the 70-year-old man fell overboard from his bass boat at the 8-mile mark of Workman Hollow Cove. They say a bystander pulled the man from the water, but authorities pronounced that man dead at the scene. While next of kin have been notified, authorities have not publicly released the man's name. The Army Corps of Engineers and safety patrols predict packed lakes around the Ozarks and Arkansas through Sunday. Many of you will be heading to the water this holiday weekend, but there are some things you can do to make sure you have a safe, fun time. This means boaters should reduce their speeds and try to give other boats more room. There's going to be a lot of boaters out there. Be sure you have a designated driver And remember, everyone on the boat needs a properly fitting life jacket. Groups can also be proactive in staying safe by making an emergency plan that involves everyone on board.
It's going to be very busy, and there's going to be a lot of boats out there. So you're going to want to give people a little bit of extra room. So that means you need to slow down and be really watchful as to where other boaters are. Maybe even have a spotter on your boat letting you know where folks are. Table Rock, Beaver, Bull Shoals, all those lakes are going to be very packed. And they've all got high water right now too. So there is some debris floating around. So slow down even just a little bit more and watch out for that floating debris and watch out for each other.
Some other safety precautions: check the weather consistently while boating. Make sure all lights on the boat work. And again, have a designated driver. Kansas is making some changes to its put the phone down law. One change is drivers under age 18 are now completely prohibited from holding or using a mobile phone while driving. There are fines in place for violations, especially for infractions in construction zones. Fine is automatic. What remains unchanged under the law is all drivers are still banned from reading, writing, or sending text messages while the vehicle is in motion. The Outlaws look to put the broom to the Sherman Shadow Cats. John Dales is a preview of tonight's matchup later in sports. But up first, some area fireworks stands hope holiday business will light a fire under the spirit of giving. For a lot of people, buying fireworks is a must-do part of the Independence Day celebrations. And while it might be fun, some local fireworks stands say it's a lot more than that. KOAM's Lonnie Walton checked out two stands whose owners say they hope the holiday will be a boom for fundraising.
We are back up and running.
Christy Harold operates a fireworks tent at Nevada Speedway. Early this week, the tent was a victim of a huge storm. Now she says things are back in order. She says that's good for local vets who will be working at the tent.
If you're sweating and working to build a new hall for our VFW here in Nevada. 50 to 50-some years old is the building that they're congregating in now and meeting in. And so we're a little too small. We're starting to outgrow it.
And she's not the only fireworks stand fighting to support her community. Travis Hurley from Water Gardens Ministries says all proceeds from his fireworks stand will help people get off the streets.
Coming out of addiction and recovery programs, they come into this Forge campus, and then they have an opportunity over the course of 16 to 18 months to kind of set a new trajectory for their life. By the time they graduate, they've got their own place to live, they're off of all government assistance, they're fully employed, they're self-insured.
Hurley says this program really works.
We had 212 folks that came into shelter unemployed that left with jobs.
Both Hurley and Harold want locals to have fun celebrating the holiday, but remember to put others first.
Typically bring in about $10,000 a year because the community supports that, and that helps to make sure that at least one guy gets through the program.
They gave so much, but yeah, they still keep giving. They still keep coming out here.
Reporting in the 4 states, I'm Lonnie Walton, KOAM News.
The Nevada Speedway will also sell $1 hot dogs tomorrow. All the proceeds will go directly to local nonprofit organizations. Fun and learning took center stage today in the Quapaw Powwow grounds. We're going to have details a little bit later.
Plus, it looks like our temperature is a little bit hotter as we head into the holiday weekend. Let's look at it coming up next. Well, it definitely turned out to be a nice Thursday for us today. Smidge warmer, temperatures upper 80s, and the humidity ticked up just a hair, but still pretty good for the beginning of July. And we're going to stay fairly consistent, maybe a little stickier, a little hotter as we go into the holiday weekend. But rain chances will start to increase. Had a few showers out there earlier once our heating of our day starting to decrease now. Those chances have gone down. There still is one little guy just in southern parts of Benton County. All right, let's go through your holiday weekend. So we're going to start on Friday morning, temperatures near 70. Plenty of sunshine, light little southerly wind. We get some mid and upper level clouds in here by the noon hour. You can also see a couple spotty random showers and a couple random thunderstorms. If you get stuck underneath one of these, just wait 10 minutes. It'll push right on by, and most of you will end up staying dry, but they are going to be out there on Friday afternoon. High temps 88, 89, 90 degrees. Let's go into your Friday evening. I'm going to take you to about fireworks time. Here's 9 p.m. Any thunderstorms mainly gone. And again, we're not going to see many at all. We'll be sitting into the upper 70s. I do want to watch a band of thunderstorms tomorrow night. try to get in here Saturday morning. I think they'll fall apart. We may get a few in here in southeastern Kansas, northeastern parts of Oklahoma. And then once we get into Saturday afternoon, hit and miss spotty thunderstorms once again. A little better chance to get a bigger complex of storms. This is going to be Saturday night into Sunday morning. So our chances for rain slowly tick up as we go through the weekend. All right, checking out your 4th of July, 86 by noon, high temp 89. Let's go 79 by 10 p.m. And again, we're going to have those random little thunderstorms out there. For your holiday weekend, a pair of 88s. Great number. Temperatures near 90, isolated storms especially as we get into Sunday. All right, the humidity a little bit higher for us today. Dew points measuring humidity in a degree fashion, and it's been kind of 65 to 70, so sticky to a little bit muggy, and that's where we're going to stay as we go through the next couple days. Heat index, the way it feels to your skin, low to mid 90s on your Friday, mid 90s as we go into Saturday, but again, it could be a lot worse this time of the year. Great shot, Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex. You can see those cumulus clouds kind of billowing up through the evening hours, 80s, 70s. We'll drop back near 70 later on tonight. Temps right now kind of mid to upper 60s to near 90 degrees. A little bit of a heat index, kind of feels like 90 to about 94 degrees. But let me take you down the road. So as we go through the weekend into early next week, look at this high pressure dome start to develop. It pushes far enough west that it allows waves to drop in. That is just the pattern this year. So what that means for you is our chances for rain start to increase, but also with this area of high pressure, it also bumps the heat up. So we're talking about at least lower 90s for highs as we go through next week. 89 on your Friday, 88 on Saturday and Sunday. 90 to about 92 most of our days next week, but we are going to be dodging storms just about each and every day next week. And next week we'll kind of return to those bigger complexes, widespread rain dropping in.
Well, it's nice that they are at least scattered for the holiday weekend.
That's very true.
Thanks, Doc. Hey, don't forget you can be the first to know about today's weather with the KOIM Skywatch weather app. You can get severe weather updates sent straight to your phone. Best part, it's absolutely free of charge. It's available in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store, the KOIM Skywatch weather app. Still ahead, 7 local wrestlers prepare to head to the Junior National Championships in North Dakota. And the Joplin Outlaws go for the series sweep over the Sherman Shadowcats tonight. John Dales has those stories and more up next in sports.
The 2025 Wrestling Junior Nationals take place next week in Fargo, North Dakota, and several of our local wrestlers from Southeast Kansas have earned spots there. They'll be making the trip to the Fargo Dome to compete against the best of the best.
It's a really good experience. It's something I've never done before. I've never done something this big before, so that's new. It gets me out of my comfort zone, and Andy's really been talking about how there's a lot of colleges there, so like you get seen by all these colleges and you get all these opportunities.
I get really excited because it's just more opportunities to be able to wrestle better girls and just grow in the sport and learn more about it.
Exposes me to more things that I haven't seen and just puts me up against better competition.
I hope that everything that I've been practicing for, like I do some of the stuff that I've been wanting to do, like a lot of the moves.
I'm just excited to get some summer wrestling in to prepare me for the season. I feel like if you're doing stuff over the summer, you're definitely going to get better. I hope it's going to benefit my wrestling season, my high school career.
Well, the people who aren't doing it aren't getting like the work in. And if you are doing that, you're getting extra time in and doing extra.
Switching gears to collegiate summer baseball, the Joplin Outlaws just keep on winning. They've got 7 consecutive victories entering tonight. And this evening, Joplin hopes to complete a series sweep of the Sherman Shadowcats. If they do, that'll be 2 series in a row that they sweep against their fiercest competition in the Mid-America League. The Abilene Flying Bison, who are in 2nd place, and Sherman, they're in 3rd. We'll bring you the highlights from Joe Becker Stadium tonight at 9 and 10. In Major League Baseball, the Cardinals have the night off after getting swept by the Pirates. The Royals finish up a 4-game road set against the Mariners. And Seattle has taken 2 of the first 3 of this series, including last night when the Royals held a 1-0 lead for most of that contest, but Seattle scored 1 in the 6th and 2 more in the 7th. then held on down the stretch. Late start this evening, first pitch at 9:10. And in the past several years, gambling has become much less taboo in the world of professional and college sports, but that's led to a few major scandals recently. And according to ESPN's Jeff Passan, Major League Baseball has begun an investigation today into Cleveland Guardians pitcher Luis Ortiz after a bet integrity firm flagged 2 separate pitches for unusual gambling activity. Now, the alert reportedly references wagers placed on Ortiz's first pitches of the inning to be a ball. Those came on June 15th and June 27th, and both pitches were well outside the strike zone. Now, MLB placed Ortiz on non-disciplinary paid leave through the 17th of July, and this comes in the same week that federal authorities have begun an investigation into Detroit Pistons guard Malik Beasley on allegations of gambling on NBA games and prop bets. The 28-year-old has made $60 million in his NBA career from salary alone, but he's faced a lot of financial problems and several lawsuits, including failure to pay rent on his high-rise apartment in Detroit. And you just get the feeling that the more mainstream that sports gambling becomes, things like this are just going to keep happening.
Well, you hope that those investigations come up finding nothing untoward, because, boy, that really damages all major league sports if you can't have faith in the integrity of the games.
Yeah.
We'll be right back. Here's a look at what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14 tonight. Headed to the lake this weekend, why you need to take extra caution. Plus, from hot dogs to coleslaw and beyond, historians break down how iconic 4th of July foods became holiday staples. And find out how the Byers Avenue United Methodist Church in Joplin is helping to sweeten your day and support local organizations at the same time. Those stories, a lot more. It's coming up tonight. KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. Quapaw Child Care Development Fund is hosting a creation station for all Quapaw children on the powwow grounds. Each craft is designed to teach a little bit of Native American heritage. Each craft is designed to do that. One of the stations concerns planting crops they refer to as the 3 sisters. Those would be corn, beans, and a squash. Kids also made sun catchers, Play-Doh crafts, and more. The activities are designed for togetherness.
We try to bring as much as we can into their Native American culture. The 3 Sisters is really a major thing that we do. It talks about how the plants grow and how they affect each other. And so it's really important. And we've got some other things that they can do, the beading with the hair pipe beads and stuff like that. So it's just all neat ways for them to just not even realize that they're learning, but we kind of like to call it accidental learning.
This event is part of the Quapaw Powwow happening this weekend. Obviously, all sorts of things going on this weekend. And the temperature is at least not too bad.
Yeah, they could be a lot worse for the beginning of July. 89, 88 as we go through the holiday weekend. Humidity, so heat index, kind of 94, 95 each day. We do actual temperature climb into the 90s for us next week.
Final sports notes.
The major leagues have treated Jacob Misiorowski pretty well so far. The former Crowder Rough Rider, today he's named NL Rookie of the Month for June.
Not a bad start.
Not at all.
Thanks for joining us. We're going to see you right back here for KOAM News at 10. Let's make it a great evening.